His birthday is January 16, 1943, and he was born in Pasadena, Texas. The famous American televangelist, author, and humanitarian has worked to spread the word and help people all over the world for his whole life. James Robertson didn't always live by faith. In fact, his early years were marked by drinking, acting out, and not knowing what his future held. James's journey from a troubled teen to a well-known spiritual leader shows how strong redemption is and how God can make things better. It was hard for him to grow up because his father drank too much and his mother had a hard time making ends meet. James was taught about the Christian faith when he was young, but he wasn't interested in it at first and often didn't follow what he was told. As a teen, he used booze to feel better, which turned him into a bad person. He spent a lot of his youth looking for happiness in ways that didn't fill him up. James had a big change when he was 19. He was going through a tough time in his life. When he was really down, he begged God for help. What he got in return was an amazing sense of peace and presence that changed his life. He chose to follow Christ and use what he had learned to help other people find the same peace and meaning in life that he had. Not long after he became a Christian, James's first job in service was as a church speaker. Right away, he became well known for his intense speech and ability to connect with people. James started the Life Outreach International Ministry in 1968. It is a global outreach group that wants to help people in need, share the gospel, and give them support, especially in poor places around the world. Giving back to the community is one of the most important parts of James Robertson's mission. He has been in charge of many projects that have helped people in developing countries with their spiritual and physical needs over the course of his work. Life Outreach International has helped millions of people around the world by giving them clean water to drink, medical care, food, and support. James has been a minister because he thinks that people should have their physical and spiritual needs met. More than once, he has also said that preaching the faith is not the only way to show love. Acts of service are also ways to show love. During the pandemic, James Robertson's fame grew hugely when his TV show Life Today with James Robertson started airing around the world. Millions of people watched the show in 1995, which helped him reach more people with his message of hope, healing, and faith. The show has had interviews with many people, including writers and other ministers over the years. People talk about things like social fairness, family values, and how to live a Christian life on it. Because of how well the show did, James Robertson is now better known in the Christian family. He has also written a number of books over the course of his work. Many of them are about changing yourself, your faith, and how important it is to live your life according to Christian values. A lot of people like his books, and they've helped them on their spiritual paths. There have been some tough times for James. He has been honest about his worries and how hard it is for him to balance family life with ministry work. This is something that his wife, Betty, who is also very involved in their church, has talked about. They've had problems in their marriage and with their kids, but they've stayed true to each other and their calling. Their partnership has been an important part of their work, and they have left a legacy of kindness and service that affects people all over the world. For a long time, James Robertson has worked hard to bring Christians together and heal rifts between religious groups. He has asked Christians to work together many times, stressing that the teaching of Christ is for everyone and that Christians should work together to serve the world. Besides his work in ministry, he had a dream for the church to be a place where Christians from all walks of life can work together to make the world a better place. Aside from sports, James has been involved in politics and society, where he has fought for morals and Christian values. He has used his fame to speak out against things like abortion, religious freedom, and how important it is to share God's love and kindness. James Robertson went from being a troubled teen to a recognized religious leader. His story shows that through faith in Christ, people can always be saved and given hope. Many people are still moved by his service, kindness, and faith to follow their dreams and make the world a better place. But the hardest thing in James's life was when his family was put to the test in ways he didn't expect. The more he dedicated himself to his work and his faith, the worse his personal life got. As James worked hard to spread the faith and help others, his personal life began to fall apart. He forgot about taking care of his family's emotional and relationship needs, especially those of his wife Betty and their children. This was hard for James to accept, especially since his marriage to Betty was already having trouble because he wasn't home much and preaching was hard on his emotions. James felt like he had too much to handle, and in a very painful moment, he realized that even though his mission seemed to be working, he was failing in the most important relationship in his life, his marriage. He and Betty, his life partner and mission partner, were both under a lot of stress. They became more angry at each other, and James felt very guilty. He thought about how he could help other people when he couldn't even take care of his own family. He felt so sad that it was almost too much for him to handle. At this point, James understood how important it was to talk to his family about his problems. This was because no matter how well his ministry was doing, his family needed him more than ever. The Robertson family turned to each other for help during this hard time. James started to understand how open conversation, being vulnerable, and helping each other could heal. Betty had always been there for him and told them they should take some time to focus on their relationship again and get back together emotionally. Their renewed relationship was built on the fact that they were both vulnerable. Over time, they made their marriage and family bond stronger. Fixing things with his family was one of James's biggest achievements. It made him a better leader in his mission, with more compassion, humility, and understanding. Even though James was having problems of his own, he also had to deal with the heartbreaking truth that other people were hurting. Life Outreach International had given millions of people hope and help, but with every success, they realized that many more people still needed help. James was often upset by the pain he saw around him, the kids who were poor, the towns that were wiped out by disease, and the people who needed hope so badly. He kept going even though these duties were heavy. James knew that being part of a group was powerful and that God's love could heal the world and his own soul. During these hard years, he found comfort in talking about his problems with his family, his church co-workers, the people in his congregation, and the people of Life Outreach International. James learned what it means to be part of a group and how important it is to share the good and bad things in life. James got the strength to keep doing his work from the help of his mission. At the end of the day, James's hardest time helped him learn more about love, faith, and service. His pain wasn't just about his own problems or the problems in his family. It was also about how important it is to share your problems with other people. His family and community's willingness to be open and vulnerable helped him heal a lot. This experience made his faith stronger and gave him the strength to keep working hard and with more desire. People can learn a lot from James Robertson's story about love, forgiveness, and the power of community. It helps us remember that our family, friends, and people who walk with us through hard times are the ones who help us heal and grow. James learned a deep lesson from his struggles that fueled his life's work and inspired many others. True happiness doesn't come from what we've done or how successful we are. It comes from the people we love and the relationships we value. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please like and share below. I hope to see you at the next one.